Okay, today what we will do, we will start some basic an example. Last time we discussed it like theoretically what is model, view, controller, correct?
Yes.
Like a view means some HTML or JSP kind of thing, and model means like we need to prepare a data like customer or user or student, something like that. That is called model. And controller means which will receive the request and which will process it and which will interact with some different web services or services to get the data, correct?
Yep.
So
Yep.
that is controller. So basically we have, today we will see three components: model, view, controller.
All right.
Okay. And view means it's kind of HTML. Model means like like a customer, user, just kind of data. Okay.
Yep.
And controller means it is which will process the request, but here controller means it's plain JavaScript. Okay.
Right.
And along with that, to get this kind of environment, we need to download one of the JS file from the AngularJs.org, correct?
Right.
So last time I already downloaded that one. Let me get that downloaded file. Okay. So if you see here, yes. So this is the file I got downloaded from AngularJs.org.
Right.
Okay. Just
Right.
repeat this one. So before that, what I will do, just I will create one simple web application. How to create that web application? Right click, new,
Dynamic. No?
dynamic web project, correct?
Yep.
So name I will give Angular _1. So this is the first application, basic application.
Yep.
So just I had given Angular 1, and you can select 2.5 or whatever, and next, finish it. Just next, finish it. So one dummy or simple web application we have created right now.
Right.
And if we see inside web content, nothing is there, correct? No HTML files.
Right.
Only the default web.xml is there. It will generated by Eclipse will generate this default web.xml, correct?
Yep.
Now what I will do, I will write one index.html page. I'm going to write, or I'm going to create one simple HTML page. Right click, new, and go to other, HTML. Say next, the name I am giving index.html.
Right.
So why I had given this name only? Why? Because in welcome file list that name is already there. The default name is, it will, Eclipse will generate index.html.
Right.
Okay. Now this is our HTML. So now just I want to test my web application, it is working or not. So just I have written hi.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I will do, I will deploy this web application into my server. So I have already configured my server here, Tomcat 7.0.
Yeah.
How to deploy it? Just right click, run as on server, correct?
Right.
Tomcat 7.0, next. And there is some existing application is there, I will remove it. So I want to deploy only my application, Angular_1. So finish it.
Right.
So our application is working, correct? Hi is displaying.
Yeah.
So now what I want to do, so before starting our AngularJS one, first what we have to do, we have to import our JS file, correct?
Yes.
So this is our JS file. So what you will do, copy this JS file and paste into web content.
Right.
So this, it will provide you all related tools or functions or methods related to AngularJS, correct? Inside this, if you see here,
Right.
all the functions, the Google people, whatever the written, right? So it will be available here. So there is so
Right.
many things is available here. they return so many functions. So we are going to use it slowly one by one. Okay, for time being,
Yeah.
just we imported it, and now what I want to do, so now I imported my now means AngularJS runtime environment, and view is ready, correct? View means simple HTML, correct?
Yeah.
So now let's suppose, say for instance, simple, we will start very basic today. If you see here, 1 equal to 1, what is the result you will expect?
1. True. True.
Correct? True, right?
Yeah.
1 equal to 2, you will expect
False.
false, correct? So
Right.
we will try to experiment with this example, the basic one. So okay.
Yeah.
So first, before starting, if you want to do this kind of expressions, this kind of evaluation, so what we have to do, we have to keep like this, 1 equal to 1, correct? Now you will expect results, you are going to expect these results as a true, correct?
Yeah.
But now let me run it and you will see what will happen. Sorry, here. So what you are getting, you are not getting true, correct?
Yes.
So why you are not getting true? Because so far just we have not imported this JS file, correct?
Yes.
So what we have to do, let me import that one also. So how to import it? Script type equal to JavaScript, and the resource equal to just control space, it will automatically select the existing JS file. So now we imported our JS file finally, correct?
Right.
But now go back and refresh, what will happen? But still you are not getting the true, correct?
Right.
So what we have to do, so basically just we imported the JS file, and we are not, create basically here, right? After importing the JS file, what you have to do, you have to do some steps. What is the steps? We have to create a module.
Okay.
First step. Second step, register the module.
Uh,
Register the module.
yeah.
And third step, create controller.
Yeah.
And fourth step, add or create model. First, what you have to do, before that you can say import
Jar.
JS file, correct? You
Yeah.
can say this is the first step, import JS file. After that, create module, register the module whatever you created, and create controller, and add or create model, correct? So
Okay.
these are the steps we have to do. First step is done, correct? Import
Yeah.
JS file is done. Now what we have to do, we have to create a module.
Right.
So how to create a model? So before creating the model, what we have to do, we have to create another JS file. So let me create. So this module we have to create. Let me create a file called my modules.js. So just I'm going to create a new JS file called my modules.js. Finish it.
Right.
Now plain Java, one JS file I have created. Okay. So what we have to do? So here, so this JS file also we have to import into your HTML file, correct?
Right.
So let me import that JS also. So here I want to import my module, correct? Now two JS files we are imported into our HTML file, correct?
Right.
Now what we have to do here, so here I need to create the module, correct? So what is the module? How to create a module? Where my module equal to, so there is a keyword called Angular. So how you got this keyword Angular? So this is a variable name, correct?
Yeah, this is the variable.
and this is Angular. So how you got this variable Angular, right? So when you are trying to import to JS file, right? So this Angular keyword is available in this JS Angular.js.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm trying to use this one. Why? Because both with these JS files imported in this HTML, right? So whatever variables is available in this, you can able to access here. In the similar way, whatever variables available here, you can able to access here, vice
Yeah.
versa.
Yeah.
So right now Angular is a one keyword is available in this JS file. So I'm trying to use that one in my modules. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me add Angular dot module. So module name I'm giving my app. So here for time being, you can just keep this as a array. We will see this one later.
Okay.
Okay. Now module is ready. Correct.
Yeah.
So what we have to do with this module, copy this my app. You created a module. Now we have to register that module in your body. So how to register here? So there is a keywords you have to remember here. Ng hyphen app equal to the name whatever you had given there, my app. Okay.
Yeah.
And later we will see what is the purpose of this array symbol. Okay.
Yeah.
Now ng hyphen app my app, also whatever the name you had given, the same name, so you are using here. Correct.
Yeah.
Now see what you got it here.
Yeah. I got the result.
Now you got the results. So if module is not there, so basically this syntax is belongs to AngularJS syntax.
The
So if
double
this,
press sign.
yes, so if you are writing any expression here, any mathematical expression, so you will get the results. Let me type here. Let me give another expression. Fine. Let me give is 1 double equal to 9. This is true or false?
It should be false.
Okay, let me run it. So first true and second false. Correct.
Right.
So if you didn't register this module, so whatever Angular this is Angular expression. So these expressions should be under Angular module. Correct.
Right.
So if Angular module is not there, let me remove it. So this HTML file, it will treat as a normal text.
Right.
So you will get as it is. Correct. So whenever you will add this kind of Angular expressions under Angular module, Angular application, so then you will get, and it will process to what it will do, that Angular JS this module will be processed and you will get the results. Correct.
Right.
So this is one of the a basic application. So far what we did, just we registered our application. So we did these two steps. Correct. Create module and register module
Right.
and import the JS.
Right.
Correct. This so far it's clear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I will do, I am going to create a controller, one simple controller. So
Right.
controller means here we are not going to do any Java files and all. Controller also, it's a kind of JS file. So where you have to register your controller. So you have a module, right?
Yeah.
So here we have to write a controller. So how to write a controller? So where my controller equal to function. So this is the syntax you have to remember. Function. So this is your controller. So now your controller is ready. Just you created your controller. Okay.
Right.
So if you see your web application, right, we have a request session, correct, scope variables, correct. we have a scope, request, so many things is there, right, in your servlets and all.
Yeah.
Servlets are Spring, correct?
Yeah.
So here also we have a scope variable. Scope. So this should be ended with colon. Why? Because this is a kind of variable function, right?
Yeah.
So it should be ended with colon. So and how you got this scope variable? So this scope variable you are getting from this Angular.js.
Okay.
Okay. So basically this is the way to write a controller.
Yeah.
So now we have written a controller. Inside the controller there is no logic basically, correct?
Yeah.
The controller name is my controller, and this is a function, and the scope variable you are getting from Angular.js.
Right.
Okay, now your controller is ready. So what I want to do in my controller, I want to create a model. Model means like a user info, correct?
Yeah.
Student, user, something like that. So first what you have to do, you have to create user. Let me create a name. Name equal to some name I had given, correct?
Yeah.
So this is a call model, correct?
Yeah.
So name equal to some value. So this is my model name and this is my value, correct?
Yeah.
So now what I want to do, I want to display this name value into my HTML page. So
Okay.
how to transfer the data from your controller to, now this field is available inside your controller, correct?
Right.
So how to transfer this controller model to your view? How to transfer data from controller to view?
Yeah.
Let me, what is this? So view is there. View means HTML, correct?
Right.
C means controller, correct?
Yeah.
So inside the controller, you prepare a model, correct?
Yeah.
So now you prepare the model. Now your target, your aim is you want to send this model to your HTML page.
Right.
So how to send the created model to view? So for that purpose, what I am trying to do, so we have a scope variable, correct?
Right.
So this scope is, so whenever we are using scope, right? So scope means it's kind of container, correct? You can able to keep something into that scope, so that, so whatever you're dumping, whatever values you are dumping into the scope, that scope values will be available in this HTML also.
Right.
So right now scope is there, but scope doesn't have anything. Scope is empty.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to do now, inside the scope, I am trying to add this model. So this is a scope. For scope, I am adding a model called name, and value is,
Yeah. Course
okay.
founder.
Now inside the scope, there is a field called name is there. Name value is course founder.
Right.
Now your controller is ready, correct?
Yeah.
So this controller should be available in your module, correct?
Yep.
So what you have to do, you have to register your controller to your module. So how to register that one? So this is the third step. Module.controller. So what is your what name? Whenever you are trying to add some data to request, right? We are giving key comma value, correct?
Yeah.
So you can say here controller. You can give any name. Controller is the key, and value is original your controller.
Yeah.
So now you registered your controller with your module, correct?
Yeah.
Now your module is ready, and inside your module you registered your controller also with this name, correct?
Yeah.
Now copy this name and go back to your HTML page and see here. So This is the standard syntax for AngularJS, two flower bracket. So inside that, what variable? Let's suppose I want to access name. So copy this name and go back here, type here name. So if it should display some value, right? So let me refresh it. What will happen? It's not displaying anything. See there? Did you get? Are you getting anything for this one?
No.
No. Why? Because you you so you registered your application, but you didn't download. Sorry, what is this? Yeah, name. Let me. Yeah. So what you did? You registered your app, but you didn't imported your controller. Correct.
Yeah.
So you created a controller, right?
Yeah.
So what you have to do? Copy this name and go back to your. Just create some div.
What is it actually?
So what I am trying to do now I am trying to import my I am trying to do importing my controller.
Okay.
How to import the controller? Write some div, okay? How and ng hyphen controller equal to the name. Now go back. You are getting the results, correct?
Yeah.
So now your model is available at the view side, correct? So this is your model, right?
Yeah.
Name is a model and HTML is a view, and this is your controller. So inside the controller, what you are doing, you are processing the request. Right now, there is no, much logic here. Inside the model, you are preparing. Sorry, inside the controller, you are preparing a model, correct?
Yeah.
So you prepare a model. You prepared a model called name, and you assign some value it, correct?
Right.
And this name now you can able to access inside your view. So how to access your controller? So this is the syntax.
So div always used to for controller.
Yes, inside the div, so you have to write one. You take one HTML tag. So whatever you can take in table or whatever, and you have to register the controller inside your view site.
Right.
Basically, you are trying to importing your controller,
Yeah.
and inside this div, you can able to access all the elements available inside your controller.
Okay.
So inside the controller, what you are doing for the you are dumping data into the scope, correct?
Yeah.
After that, what you are trying to do, you are importing the controller. So whatever the variable you are typing here, right? So if you are typing name or xyz, it will look inside the scope variable.
Yeah.
Now inside the scope, this name is already available, correct?
Yeah.
So this is the way, we can able to get the data from the controller.
So here actually, okay.
Yeah. Now you created the you created model inside the controller, correct? After that, what you did, you dumped the entire model into the scope, correct?
Yeah.
Dollar scope, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So this task, who did it? Controller, correct?
Controller. Yeah.
Creating the model and dumping the model into the scope, correct?
Yeah.
After that, this scope is available at view side.
Right.
So now we are extracting the data from the scope.
Scope.
Scope is a keyword. This keyword is came from Angular.js. If you want to see that scope, right? Open this JS file. And we can able to see here. If you type it, see they are exporting that scope. See, so this scope is created by this AngularJS people. So we are using that variable. So basically it is kind of a request session kind of thing. So if you want to add anything, into your controller, sorry, into scope or session, so what you have to do, you have to write scope, add variable name and corresponding value. So far we are in initial stage, so just now I added only one field.
Yeah.
So this example is clear?
Yeah, I have just one question. Is that
Yeah.
actually you added the controller with the module, so that's why my module dot controller.
Yes.
And so you gave the one controller comma my controller. So can you
Yes.
define, because
So why we need to register this controller, right? So in your application you can able to create n number of controller: login controller, update customer controller, delete customer controller. So like that you can able to create n number of controllers. Okay,
right,
you can
right,
create n number of controller and you register that controller to whatever module you want.
okay,
So first creating the controller, these two lines, line number, let me add the line number. See, if you see the line number 345,
yeah,
so what it will do, just it is creating the controller, that's all.
yeah,
We are creating the controller and that controllers we are assigning to a particular module. So the same, you can create n number of models. Okay,
oh,
you
yeah,
create one controller and if you want to use the same controller for different module, so you can able to use like this. Now this is one module, right? I created my app, correct?
yeah,
So like that you can able to create n number of modules and use this controller for whatever modules you want. So
okay,
for testing purpose, what I did, just I created one controller. So what I will do, I will create one more controller and I will add same, I will create same model with different value.
okay,
Okay, let me copy the same controller. So what I will do, I will give the name, different name here. I'll give controller 1. Here I'll give controller 2. Okay.
yeah,
So here I'll give controller 1. And I will register this controller as a controller 1.
yeah,
Let me close that Word document mission system became very slow. Okay. Now two controllers, my controller 1, my controller 2. So in both the controller, model is same, correct? Name only, correct?
yeah,
So what I will do, I will give the same name, but I will give the value as a course founder 1.
okay,
And here I will give value as a 2. Okay.
yeah.
So two
So
controllers, correct?
yeah,
Two controllers and model is same. That is up to you. Whether if you want to give same model, you can create. Otherwise, you can create different model also, different model.
okay,
But I created same model but different value.
okay. Now my question is that actually, my module dot controller here you added two. One is the controller one,
Mm-hmm.
my controller one. So
Correct. Yes.
what's the difference actually?
Yeah. Different means, let's suppose you consider this is a login controller. So this is update controller, update
Yeah,
customer controller.
right.
So like that you can say you can create different controllers and you can register that controllers to your module.
Yeah, so you added both here.
Right now I didn't, I created, I have not registered this second controller to the model. Maybe
Okay.
it became very slow.
Yeah.
There is some problem. me. Basically, we should not open this file. It is taking more time. If
Yeah.
we close it, yeah. Now this is my module and this is my HTML.
Yeah.
Okay, now go back to here. So here, right, right now I created two controllers, correct?
Right.
So inside the two controller, the model is same. If you want, I'll give some different name so that will make sense. So now
Okay.
inside this model controller one, model name is ABC, correct?
Right.
And inside controller two, model name is name.
Yeah.
And value is different, correct?
Right.
So now I registered my controller one as a controller one, correct?
Yeah.
Now let me register second controller also. So now I am trying to register my controller 2 as a controller 2, correct?
Yeah.
So two controllers are ready. So how to use this controller? Your controllers you have written and you have written logic here. Controller is
Yeah.
perfect. So how to use this controller? So go back to your index.html and these two controllers you registered with module name called myapp, correct?
Yeah.
Now so this is your module myapp, correct?
Right.
So only you can able to access these two controllers inside this myapp only.
Right.
And inside your myapp you can able to use this controller wherever you need. If you want to use your controller one, what you have to do, you have to create a div like this. That is up to you, can create any place.
Okay.
So here you have to give controller one. So I want to use here controller one. So here I want to use controller two.
2.
So inside controller one, if you want to access the data from controller one, what you have to do, you have to use like this and you have to give the name. So here I want to use ABC. So this is controller one usage and this is controller two usage. If you want to write some data here, you can write here. Means some HTML tags if you want to write here, you can write here.
Okay.
So this is controller one usage and this is controller two usage.
Right.
Okay, now let me refresh. Let me deploy it. Let us change the port number. Okay, let me disconnect and connect. I need to restart my machine because the port number is already in use. Server is not restarting my screen.
Okay.
Just disconnect and I will connect again. Okay.
Yeah.